Can you request a change in custody because your kid wants to? Child's preference. My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. You know, the question that we're dealing with today that has to do with the preference of the child really is an interesting question, because a lot of people think that the preference of the child is what rules the day. It really doesn't influence the judge on custody any more so than when your kid says, I don't want to go to school today. You know what? When your kid tells you, Mom, I don't want to go to school today, you know what you do? You say, yeah, it's a big deal. I didn't want to go to school either. You got to go, put on your coat, you're going. I mean, that's all there is to it. We don't give children a huge say-so in fundamental matters. What could be more fundamental than where the child lives? So it's not about, well, the child's 12 years old and therefore wants to live with dad instead of mom, so, oh, well, I guess that's what happens. That's not how the court works. The court is going to take into account about a dozen factors that go to what's in the best interest of the child, one of which is the expressed preference of the minor child. Now, the court will not listen to the preference of the minor child until he reaches a certain age. The age is typically about 12 years old. So if the child, he or she, reaches that age, at that point, the court might hear the preference. It'll hear it confidentially, usually in chambers, won't tell the parents what preference was expressed or if any preference was expressed. But the court can do that, and the court can decide to listen to that, and it'll give it whatever weight it deems appropriate. But remember one thing, the child doesn't run the show. The child doesn't get to decide these things any more so than they get to decide, you know, anything else in life, you know, like whether or not they're going to take the flu shot this year. Child doesn't get to decide whether, you know, they get to, you know, go to this school versus that school, what religion they're going to practice. It's not up to the child to decide that. It's up to the parents to be parents and make appropriate decisions. So if the child says, I want to go live with mom, that's not going to do it. The court will listen to it, and the court may or may not give it whatever weight it chooses. The court will also take into account, was the child coached in some way to give that answer? But no, the short answer to the question is, it is not just based on the child's preference as to where the child ends up custody-wise. The court has to involve that preference of the child once they reach a certain age in the analysis, but the analysis is far greater than the mere one factor of where does the child want to go. If you have any questions about your case, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.